This is the squid proxy server presentation by Group 7. Group 7 is Jessica Evans, Paul Meredith, Devin Hoyt, Bo Campbell, and Gautamdem Nakansa RN. There are two broad categories of proxy servers, forward and reverse. A forward proxy server is an internet-facing proxy that provides a single point of access that can simplify and enhance security policies. A forward proxy filters connections going to the internet from single or multiple clients. Forward proxies provide services such as content filtering, email security, and network address translation. A reverse proxy server is a server-facing proxy that receives server requests from the internet and connects those requests to a specific server or farm of servers. Reverse proxies provide services like load balancing, caching, compression, authentication, single sign-on, and application firewalls. The majority of proxy servers today are web servers, which facilitate accessing internet content. Open proxies are accessible by any internet user, and there are hundreds of thousands available. These proxy servers are used primarily to provide anonymity for internet users. Free open source proxy servers are much fewer in number and are used primarily to provide proxy services for business. Today, open source proxy servers are full-featured and are challenging their commercial counterparts. Open source proxy servers are now challenging commercial proxy servers. There are dozens available, but we will mention only 4. Varnish is a web application accelerator. It is installed in front of any web server and is configured to cache the contents. It acts as a web application accelerator, making web pages appear faster on browsers. It claims to deliver 20 gigabits per second using regular off-the-shelf hardware. Faster web pages have been proven to increase web sales and customer satisfaction. Varnish is used by Wikipedia, Facebook, and Twitter. HAProxy is open source, free software used to provide load balancing, SSL offloading, and performance optimization. It also offers compression and general web routing. Customers of HAProxy include GitHub and Reddit. Nginx is an open source web server which can also act as a reverse proxy, a load balancer, and HTTP cache. It is the second most widely used web server across all active sites on the internet. It was written with the explicit goal of outperforming Apache web server, which is a commercial product. Squid is an open source caching and forwarding server which supports HTTP, HTTPS, FTM, and more. It reduces bandwidth and improves response times by caching and reusing frequently requested web pages. Squid has extensive access control and makes a great server accelerator. It works with both LAN and WAN-based applications. It is a high-performance and high-availability solution for a hostile environment. It was written in C and C++, and it supports BSD, Solaris, Linux, OS X, and Windows. We will do a demo using Squid in this presentation. While there are many free open source proxy servers and public proxy services, which are all free of charge, they come with risks. To use a free proxy server, you must be capable of configuring and running the proxy services yourself. Public proxy services are free, but you have no reason to trust the proxy service operator, who can snoop all your internet traffic. Private proxy server services are fee-based, and they are generally faster and more reliable than free proxies. These are usually VPN service providers. In a review by Top 10 Reviews, Viper VPN won Best Proxy Service overall in 2017. They have over 200,000 IP addresses, so each time you log in, you will likely be assigned a different address. They use 256-bit encryption to scramble your information so it's secure. Private Internet Access was described as best value proxy service in 2017. It has all the tools and features required for a high-value proxy service but costs $20 to $80 less than other services with similar protection. TorGuard Anonymous VPN was the pick for best VPN for multiple devices. This includes hardware and operating systems, including Windows, Mac, or Linux. It allows you to connect 5 devices at once, so you remain protected while online, no matter where you are. It also includes 24/7 support. Why proxy servers are used. The most common reason is for privacy benefits that proxy servers can bring. Proxies provide the ability to hide IP addresses, block cookies, and hide your location. Improved security is another reason, blocking certain sites when used in a business atmosphere. Finally, as a workaround for blocked websites, for example with websites that are blocked in certain countries, proxies can provide a workaround to allow viewing blocked websites. Now a little more on Squid Proxy Server. Squid is free open source software that provides many full-featured proxy services. As a result, Squid is one of the most used proxies for HTTP implementations and can be deployed in both forward and reverse proxy scenarios. Squid supports caching of many different kinds of web objects, including those accessed through HTTP and FTP. Caching frequently requested web pages, media files, and other content accelerates response time and reduces bandwidth congestion. A Squid proxy server is generally installed on a separate server other than the web server with the original files. Squid works by tracking object use over the internet. Squid will initially act as an intermediary, simply passing the client's request onto the server and saving a copy of the requested object. If the same client or multiple clients then request the same object before it expires from Squid's cache, Squid can then immediately serve it, accelerating the download and saving bandwidth. Website operators frequently will put a Squid proxy server as a content accelerator, caching frequently viewed content and easing loads on web servers. Squid provides many other functions as well, such as load balancing and content filtering. Load balancing is dividing the amount of work that a computer has to do between 2 or more computers so that more work gets done in the same amount of time and, in general, all users get served faster. Content filtering can be achieved with whitelists or blacklists. Squid supports both, but we will demonstrate setting up a whitelist in the next part of this presentation. Squid is a full-featured proxy server, but its most distinguishing feature is its extreme flexibility and customization capabilities. Here's a list of steps to do a basic configuration of a Squid proxy and establish a connection. As you can see, it's not a long list and only requires 5 steps. Backing up the original config file, creating a new config file and editing the access control list, starting and enabling the service on boot up, allowing the Squid port in your firewall, and finally, enabling your web browser to use the proxy. And now Jessica Evans will demonstrate setting up a whitelist in a Squid proxy.
Hello, my name is Jessica Evans, and today I will be showing you how to set up a Squid proxy server on a Linux VM. To start with, you're going to want to open up your Linux VM and then open up a terminal command line on it. Now, with Linux, it's really very easy to set up Squid. You'll want to make sure first that everything is updated and upgraded so that the newest version of Squid can run on it. And once you've done that, the command you need is sudo apt-get and then install squid 3. And that's it. Once I've already done it, so I'm not going to do it right now, but once you've typed that in and execute the command, it will download everything you need for Squid. It may take a bit, so be prepared for that, but once it's downloaded, it's pretty easy after that. Once you have it downloaded, you're going to want to access the configuration file, which is under etc squid and then the Squid configuration file. Don't forget to put in your password, of course. Now, on this page, what we're going to be looking for is the access list for the local net source. I normally search for it. There's thousands of lines of code, but you can get to it by scrolling if you want. I'm going to look for the access list with the local net source. Now, as you'll see, there's probably several of them. They'll all be commented out at the beginning. You're going to want to choose the one that is closest to your current local network, and then you can change it so it matches your local network. This is mine. It's 10.02.15. You'll change it and you'll uncomment it so that your local network actually has access to the proxy server. Once you've done that, you're going to want to save your file. I didn't change anything, so it didn't ask me to save, but make sure you save your file, and then you're going to have to restart Squid so that it can reconfigure it. And with that, you do this command: sudo service squid, and then restart. There's also the start and the stop command with this as well. It may take a couple of minutes, and just give it some time. Okay, once your Squid has restarted, you are going to want to connect the internet, whichever internet, whichever app you want to use with it. You're going to want to connect it to it so you can use it through the proxy server. I'm going to use Mozilla Firefox. In this case, you go to Preferences. You're going to go to Advanced, look at the network, and then go into Settings. Here you're going to need to click the manual proxy configuration and then put in the local area network that you had earlier, as well as the port number, which by default is 3128 for Squid. After that, you're going to want to make sure it uses this proxy server for all protocols, and then you'll be able to click Save. And that way you can tell at this point that it's working by saying that it's not letting anything through the proxy server. And so we're about to go change it so it can let some stuff through. For this, we're going to be setting up a whitelist on this Squid proxy. So you're going to go back into the configuration file, and this time you'll be looking for the HTTP access for the local net, which is under, for the local net host. You can also look it up by looking up the insert your own rules here. It'll be right under that. For this, for a whitelist, you want to make sure that the local net and the local host are both commented out. Otherwise, it will allow anything through for the local host. After that, you're going to type in the access list, whitelist, DST domain, and then you're going to put whatever domains you want to allow through right next to it. The period before it means that it will allow that domain and any subdomains under it. Currently, I only have google.com and its subdomains because obviously that's the only internet we need to access. And then you'll want to allow the whitelist through and then deny all other things. So this just lets you allow the whitelist, which is what a whitelist is. You're going to save it again. And as I didn't change anything, I don't need to save it, but make sure you do. And then, of course, you'll need to restart it again. But since I didn't change anything, I'm not going to. You can also just stop and start it, but I find restarts a lot faster. And then, as you can see, it still won't let you through anything on that. But when you go to google.com, it'll come up because it's whitelisted. However, if you try something like Pinterest.com, it'll tell you it's blocking it. So that's how you set up a whitelist in a Linux VM with a Squid proxy server. I hope this helped, and have a good day.